These are the lessons that we learn from the old heads.
And I never put it down. Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
But the best never rest.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
I hold a mic tight grip, staff a raw desert style. Camo suit, Air Force, Levi's flash a smile. 20 years plus vest status versatile. I never put it down cause I raised it like a child. Protect the mic at all costs while I ride the beat. The black asphalt shows the cracks in the street. The sound pound crazy down the Bronx River Parkway. Driving down to Jason's famous bumping barcades. Juju on the beat, yeah we do it like the beat nuts. Never rhyme for free but I do it for some peanuts. Peter Pan, Natural, Rosario, Dawson, Lex here, no fear, do it like a boss, son. Showcase the talent, hit the three or the slam dunk. Culture on the way, never sell it in a storefront. Preserve it, must protect, that's the model that I live by. Saints in my pocket, walk the arms by my wayside. Play truck, jewels weigh heavy on the neck of the offensive lineman, 55 Folex. Just the sound system, DJ sick on the flex. And I never put it down, cause the best never rests.
Okay.
Never put it down. Never put it down, my friend.
And I never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Cause the best never rests.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down like there's germs on the ground. Plus the germs that we share when the mics pass around. So go home now, you infected clown. I take your time, slide it for show. Read how I rip it down. Your hometown is now our hometown. Sommeliers love us, we got first gross out. $1,500 Margot going down. Plus they told me about that record store that ain't been found out. Life is good when you live it right. I never bit a rhyme that I didn't write. These are the lessons that we learned from the old heads. The JJ Rubacks and the 70s dust heads. They said find your talent and put it to work. I copped 2 turntables and I started to work. Never had to sell packs, never had to move work. I just wrote all night in my little rhyme book. Samurai Solitude, the Shogun. Folex got his, go get your gun. Mine is kinda more like the rock of a 45. Just show me where the plug is and watch me make the party live, live, live. Okay.
Never put it down. Never put it down, my friend.
And I never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
And I never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Never put it down.
Never put it down, my friend.
Life is good when you live it right.
I'd be back with another one. Shouts out my man Jason Famous. Yo.
Check, check. Nick Dillinger. I told you before.
We come back with more. Back with more. We come back
Check, check. Yo. Searching through these records, trying to thief these waves. Use another man's story just to write my page. We all come together like collage on the wall. United we stand, it ain't so cool when we fall. Arguing in streets, beefing over several bucks. Since my old earth died, I find it hard to give a fuck. They used to run pockets, now they running from their conscience. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this, but I ain't got nothing. We all broke, even if you rich these days, it ain't no joke. Just wanna be the escape Rakim used to give me. Or back when I was 12 on the bus bumping 50. 21 questions all about how to live. I don't pay attention what the new shit is. What's the 411? I'm confused as you, trying to find utopia, but I think it ain't true. I told you before. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this. I told you before. These days it ain't about much more than the status. Status updates, moods flip, acrobatics. What do? I can't explain it through emoji. If you know me, you know me. I heard my testimony. Every day a new chapter, a whole encyclopedia. Older by the minute, steady working on just freeing ya. Freeing up space, hard drives getting full. Forget important shit, cause I'm running like the bull. Grab the horns. Tame it while I ride it. Sometimes I get nauseous trying to put up the bravado. Ripping the facade, glitch in the matrix. Then I got high off a hot ass playlist. Feeling like Fresh Prince again. Trying to look fresh but we wilt in the end. Brown old lettuce in the fridge, forgotten. Holes in my Vans while I'm Jeremiah trotting. I told you before. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this. I told you before. I told you before. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this. I told you before. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this. I tried to tell the man upstairs, yo, I got this. I told you before. I tried to tell the man upstairs.
Hey guys, happy Friday!
Hey guys, DJ Patty P coming at you loud and proud tonight from Forsaken Studios with the program. How's that for a professional twist?
How's everybody doing? First off, I just want to say, God bless Florida, and I think the Carolinas are getting hit now.
Yeah, Florida got waffled for sure. Got a lot of
Yes.
friends down there. Got a lot of family down there.
Terrible.
Everybody's in good shape, out of power. Maybe lost a little siding, this and that, but everybody's whole. Everybody's whole.
Yes.
Filthy.
Everybody that I know is whole anyway, and I hope that they stay where they're safe and things get better for them. How's everybody else doing? I hope everybody out there had a great week. We had a good week. Yesterday we celebrated 32 years of marriage.
Woo! Hey now.
And 38 years together in July. But we just been kind of hanging out, playing with the kids, preparing for this weather coming in. We're going to be getting hit with the rain here in Philadelphia. If you are here and you are able to comment, please feel free to send in some comments, and we will answer any questions or concerns you may have, and share our experiences with you. That's what we're here for.
And a few more people drop in before we get into anything
Yes.
too serious.
And if you are joining us tonight, if you could subscribe, like, and share. Never know who we can help out there. So I'm out here to help whoever I can, the best I can, just by sharing my experiences that we've been through on this journey.
Say good evening. Hi, Liz. We see you out there.
I don't
Out
see
there in the
anybody
background.
Out there. I don't know why.
Liz is good. Well, that's good to hear.
Hey, Liz. And, yeah, I think Carolinas are getting hit now. Sorry, I look like hell. But
I look damn good. Look at that. Nice
I
and
look
tight,
like hell.
Nice and flat. Got my hair cut last week. I'm a week into this due. I can only get it 2 weeks out. And I start looking unkept.
Yes, I'm telling you, I look like hell. Sorry, guys, but
Nothing worse than a heavyset guy that looks a little unkept.
yes. How's everybody out there
Larry's
doing?
out there. I can relax now.
There, Larry's
Mr.
here.
Larry. He is reliable. Hello, Larry.
Hope you're doing well. We had our parent group through Living Grin is picking up. We had 14 again on Wednesday night at 7.
A lot of women. I think that's due to Larry's striking good looks. I definitely think he's a magnet.
I'm sure he's the one bringing them in. But just hanging out tonight. I do have a topic for us, and just trying to find this on my.
A topic is like atopic dermatitis.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on my
Hopefully, we got a
iPad.
guest next week, my buddy John. Hopefully, he's able to free up his busy schedule. John just racked up 6 years this week of sobriety. Mm-hmm. He's probably one of the most humble guys you'll meet next to Larry.
Yes,
He's very grateful, very humble, super, super nice guy, long time friend of mine.
Yeah, he's doing amazing, and he's, always there to help the next person. And, that is so awesome and he makes it look so easy, but he worked very hard at where he, what he's doing, where he is, and he's gotten so much back in his life. And for that, I'm just
He's living life to the fullest now. Spent a lot of time with his son. Mm-hmm. And, them two are like two peas in a pod. They're doing something different every week. I'm always like, can't wait to see the next thing they're doing. They're either one of them air chambers flying up and down and with the fans on, or
Yeah,
Always
he's,
doing something cool.
he's really cool. Last night I attended our first Harvest Moon dance meeting, so that's starting to come together. We're in the planning process, and it's looking like it's going to be a good time. I have tickets. Anybody that is interested in going to the dance, please reach out. I have the tickets at hand. If you can go and can't get me the money for the tickets, I can hold them at the door for you as long as you Venmo.
I am filthy. Yeah, scrub my elbows.
But that is
working
on
man.
Saturday, November 19th from 7 to 11. It's the Harvest Moon Dance. It is $35 a person. It's a dinner dance. We will have raffle baskets. We will have a nice menu. We're getting that started now. We're discussing that. I do believe we have chicken parm on the menu, roast beef, probably stuffed shell. Like, their food is amazing, so no matter what they put out there, it's going to be good. Also coming up is going to be the Back to Living Room Day, which I'm excited for. Tomorrow is our 7-year anniversary of the day we started this journey, and
That's 7 years tomorrow?
7 years tomorrow that we found out that our loved one had an issue. And Back to Livingren Day was one of my first events that I went to in Livingren, and I look forward to that every year. It was very helpful to me because at that time I didn't see a lot of, hey Sue, I didn't see a whole heck of a lot of
You've got a ticket for Larry.
yes.
Don't sell them all out. You got to save them one.
I didn't see a whole heck of a lot of hope, and that particular event at Livingren was what showed me there was hope and there was healing and there was recovery. So not knowing much about the recovery process or what have you, I learned a lot in that short period of time, and it was the first time I saw my loved one once he was once he went through the treatment process. So that was a really cool event. Thanksgiving morning, bright and early, they will also have Gratitude Day, and that is where the alumni comes to Livingren, and they tell their story. And it's a very short story because there's a great deal of alumni that come to that meeting and share their experience and where they're at today. And it's the most beautiful thing you can watch. Some people there, 60 years, 35 years, 20 years, 10 years, 2 years, a month.
It's really great. Everybody, talks and gets a little piece there. I mean, everybody gets a chance to talk. It's very touching. It's very sobering.
Yeah, it is. It's
really nice, and the turnout is really great.
yeah. And yeah, Liz, we're getting rain. It's just starting now. We're supposed to have rain till Tuesday, so not looking forward to that.
Don't blame it on the rain.
So it's Back to Livingren Day. Here's the flyer, and that is on October 9th. There's a barbecue. There will be things for the kids to do. There'll be a bounce house. The event is from noon to 3 p.m. There will be a trunk or treat. There will be fellowship. There will be just a nice day out.
There'll be music.
The DJ Pappy P will be there.
Yowza.
And just a good time. Just, a lot of fun and a lot of hope and strength there. There will be speakers at the end of the event. I will be speaking on behalf of the family program, or Pappy will be, one or the other. I volunteered us, so
You know me, I'm real shy in front of a microphone. You know,
yeah.
I'll be all nervous and locked up and frozen. And,
So, if anybody out there is in need to get some support or education on addiction, maybe you're just walking into this for the first time, ProAct in Bristol also has a family group and an education group piece as well. So feel free to reach out to ProAct.
they actually have a whole department dedicated to families.
To the family group. And I highly suggest if you have a loved one that is fresh in recovery in the area, actually in a lot of the areas, because they have locations in Philly, Philadelphia, Montgomery County, Chester. They also have one in Chester for mothers with children. Bristol. So, check out, ProAct, because like them on Facebook, and you can follow their events. They also do free Narcan trainings and hand out Narcan. So if you do have a loved one that is in the throes of addiction, you may want to try that out, even though it is just for opiates. Everything's laced with fentanyl right now.
And you never know who's going to be next door or out front of your
Right.
house, wherever. So it's no harm in everybody trying to have some Narcan on hand. You never know who's going to run into difficulties, maybe right at your front door on the stuff. You never know. And the more Narcan we have out there circulating, the more lives we can save and give everybody another chance to embrace recovery.
Yes.
But you can't embrace it if you're dead.
Right.
And let me tell you, last year, it's over 107,000 people that have met their demise, from overdoses. It's not getting better; it's getting catastrophically worse.
Yes.
And
But more lives are being saved as well, because the Narcan is out there. And
oh my gosh, yeah! If it wasn't for the wide distribution in Narcan,
it would
God
probably
only knows what them
be
numbers
doubled.
would be.
Yeah, it would.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, it's just insane. And now they have this rainbow fentanyl going around. It's just so upsetting. So, if you have a loved one that is struggling with addiction, seriously, be mindful that this stuff could be in the house, and if there's children in the house, that could be something that they could get into. So be mindful of that and try and...
We're seeing more and more, infant overdoses and all getting into, people's stash, for lack of a better word, And geez, a small baby, everybody, they just need a micro little bit
Yes.
just to get on their fingers, and they don't know, they'll lick their fingers maybe an hour later, and God forbid, these children are falling out. Nobody knows what's wrong with them. Like, yeah, what's going on? I don't know. It just became lethargic, And you find like an empty bag that you dropped or threw in the trash. I mean, you know how kids are. Everything's in the mouth. Oh, my gosh. And then my grandson would have this microphone in his mouth. Yeah, it's a piece of work.
Yes. So how's everybody doing? Anybody struggling out there? If you are and you need to chat, please pop it in to the comments if you are on your phone or on a tablet, maybe even a computer. I guess you could do that too. But if you're on the TV, you'll need to grab your phone or a tablet to be able to comment. But you can also give us a call here at 267-737-8031.
That's our hotline.
Yes.
You can talk to us live and in the flesh.
And I'm struggling with an allergy attack or something. So bear with me if I lose my voice because it keeps going in and out. And I'm very congested, but
Honey, I'll be very upset if you lose your voice. I'll be so quiet all weekend around here. I mean, I'm gonna just doze off.
But yeah, I just want to kind of change things up a little bit, get some like education out there. Being on YouTube now, I don't know. I can't see who's watching. If you are out there and you can comment, please put your hand up. Just put a hello in the comments so that we know you're out there. Please share it out to help someone that might be struggling as well. Don't know where Barb is, but she better get her butt here. And we're just going to hang out tonight and just chat about recovery. And whoever needs help, we're here to help them on that as well. We're going to have, I'm checking into different guests coming up. October 28th, Barb will be here. She is in recovery. She will share her story, and she's funny as hell. And looking forward to that. Hoping she can help the next person out there that might be struggling. I have someone from Steps to Recovery that will be coming in and chatting with us, telling their story, how they got involved, and what Steps to Recovery is about. It is an IOP group. They have recovery houses, and it's I guess you would call it an IOP or a PHP. I'm not really sure.
A BINGO.
Yeah, so they will be here to go over what it is that they do in the community, and
I got a couple I could reach out to in Kensington that does outreach in my backyard. Helvira and her husband Wes, they would probably go on. They'd probably be good guests. They're like really.
And I got to reach out to Elvis.
Elvis
Rosado. Hopefully we could get him in here as soon as possible.
He now works for the Philadelphia Health Department.
Yeah.
He's formerly of Prevention Point down in Kensington. He's moved on. He's moving up the ladder there in his career, and he's a super, super nice guy.
Yeah.
He does a lot of Narcan training in the city.
Yeah, so hopefully we could get him in as well. And I have somebody from Friends that I want to get in here as well.
And I know a lot of people that sit in the background there and don't comment or anything that watch us. I mean, you got anybody you think would be interested in being a guest that wants to share what they do, please have them hit us up. I mean, we'll put anybody on here. I mean, it's
almost
as long
anybody.
as it has to do with recovery.
Almost anybody. But no, I'm going to start hopefully getting a schedule together and having something different all the time.
Fat, cool studio in here, man. I should just pick up show you the studio, pick up the camera, turn it around. The place is super nice, super comfortable, super clean, super hip,
super fun. But
just a cool place. Is my son's studio.
Yes, and where the hell does this keep going? Damn it. But that's what we're here for. We're just here to sit, chat, and help the next person, and just help anybody that could be struggling, because, this affects everybody, friends, family, loved ones, partners, whatever. And there's so many layers to it. So, that's what we're here to help you out. And talking about that, a little bit of education here. And this is something that...
Now he's walking around with a cleaning rag as I speak. I'm just telling him how clean to join him.
I had taken a course. Pappy's taking it as well. And I've taken a couple that, that go over this process of recovery, the stages of recovery. And I am struggling with some blurred vision and all, so bear with me. But it's
Blurred
Carlo
vision too.
DeClenti and James Prochaska, and I'm probably butchering those names, but it's just their stages of recovery, and it helps us understand those that are suffering, those that haven't decided that they have a problem yet, but seeing that they are, struggling. They're losing friends. They may be losing jobs, and family becoming distant from them. And they're just not really seeing it at the time. And I'm just going to read some here. It says, recovery from substance abuse, it does not happen in one day. It is a complete lifestyle stage that occurs gradually over the course of months and even years, according to researchers Carlo DeClemte and James Prochaska. There are 6 distinct stages of the recovery process, and that's what I wanted to go over with you guys. Some of you know it because you lived it. There's family members out there that are still struggling with understanding it, and I just want to hopefully just add that awareness and help you out to understand it. So we'll start out with the first stage, and that's pre-contemplation. In this initial stage, a person will not consider their substance abuse to be a problem. They do not want to listen to advice or want to be told about harmful side effects. And, that's tough, especially in the beginning before they start really feeling those consequences from their use. And, it's so hard if you don't know how to talk to them, especially if they're feeling their high. Trying to talk to somebody that is high is such a difficult time to let anything in, because they're going to be on the the attack, because you're coming at them as an attack. So it's very important to learn how to change that conversation and keeping it into the I, we, and me forms, so that it doesn't sound like you're saying it's you're losing friends, you're lost your job, you. And that's just you coming at them and attacking them. And, that's a total shutdown. They're just not going to hear you, they're not going to listen, and they're not going to care. And probably get angry, and sometimes they can get agitated and, break things. And it's important that we figure out how to approach them with our concerns and when to do that. That's probably the hardest stage is the acceptance of this. And we go into the second part is contemplation. When a person has realized they have a problem, they have reached this stage, they may want to make a change, but they feel like they cannot fully commit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA, reported that out of 18.9 million people with a substance abuse disorder, 95.7% of people did not consider they needed treatment, and 1.2% recognized their need for treatment and sought out treatment. The percentage of people not ready to stop using was 39.9%. That's crazy. That's in 2019.
And we can all rest easy. Eric is in the house.
Eric, my man Eric. So, let's see. just want to get down to the percentage. Now that's the contemplation is they're thinking about it. They're starting to recognize their need for help. They're starting to see that, I guess really it starts with friends and the job, because, you're going to try and hide it the best you can from your family members. And the family members are seeing it, but the family members a lot of times are in denial for a while. So, you're not seeing that.
It's a good name for a song.
Yeah, you're not seeing that
Denial for a while.
because you don't want to see it. You want to just strike it off as, they're working too hard, or, they're going to school, work is, really stressful right now. So you try to find all these excuses, and they start hitting those walls where their friends who they may be partying with are tired of putting out the cash for the party. And a lot of times the just the use, you become a different person. You become agitated, angry, especially when they're saying like, dude, like, you're going to have to pitch in some cash here. Like, we're always putting it out. Or you have a friend that isn't into the substance use, and they just don't like this, seeing the changes of that person. So they kind of sway away. And then the next thing is the job. You lose your job. And that's where the family has to say, okay, something is wrong and I need to figure out what it is and how I can help solve that problem. But how do you solve it? How do you approach it? How do you help them through those particular processes? Because that is the most challenging part of it all, because we are those people that want to fix it, and we think yelling, screaming, crying, and anger is the way to do it. And we're seeing that that's just not happening. That anger and that frustration, that fear comes out, and it's just not very helpful. So I have done the craft classes, and through Beyond Addiction, that is the book that they use for that, and learning tool on how to change that conversation. Just, I remember, when you were in middle school, you had all these friends and you were doing this, you were doing that. And, I just missed that part of you. I'm seeing the change that may be affecting what's happening with your friendships or your job. It's definitely affecting the relationship here in the house. And I just would really be hopeful that we can find a way to work through that. And, we're here to listen, and we're here to help you through that process. And they're going to be pissed off, and they're not going to be real warm and fuzzy towards you either, because you're calling them out on their bullshit. And, who wants to hear that? Right now, they may not be using to get high at this point. They may be using to stay well, because they've gotten so far into it. And when they try to stop, they get so sick from the withdrawal that they have no choice but to go back to the drug, because they're not thinking clearly. They don't know that there's help or support out there. They just look at everybody really, looking down on them and being frustrated with them and being angry with them.
And they feel no hope, but it's very difficult, and you really feel like shit. And the easy way is just to go back and do your drug of choice, and you're going to feel better. I mean, you lose hope, you lose drive. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot of drive, especially in early recovery. Mm-hmm. And it's not easy. If it was easy, we wouldn't have so much addiction running rampant. It's hard, but it works if you work it. And,
yeah.
You got to have hope. You got to have.
You do, and
that determination to embrace your recovery.
Mm-hmm. And you need that support.
Definitely, it's great. It definitely helps to have a support network around you, people you can lean on, people you can go to. Just for moral support, if anything, is to give you that, be your cheerleader.
Right. So the contemplation is okay. Now I understand that, I'm seeing that my family is now seeing this. I've lost my job. My friends have kind of parted ways. So what can I do? A lot of times they just want to jump in and fix it right away. But then you get to that point where, and this is the way it was explained to us. You wanna get it done. So, you go. Say jogging is helping you get past those moments of despair, and you need that adrenaline rush. Some people go into jogging.
What rush?
Adrenaline rush.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm all cloggy. But then, you get up, you get your running shoes on, you got your tight little running shorts and your shirt on.
I don't have any of that.
No, you don't. Neither do I. Well, I do, but they just...
Tight little running shorts. I have to look into that.
So now you're all set and you're ready to go. You got your earbuds in and you're going to go jogging and get to the end of the corner and you're like, what the hell am I doing? I don't jog. Like, I haven't gotten off of a chair because I've been using for so long. So, where's that going to put you? It's going to take you back. So instead of getting up and trying to jog that mile because you think that's what you're going to do, you just get, your comfortable clothes on, you get your earbuds in, and you take a walk, Just take one step and walk.
Okay.
And build up to that, running position. And that's the most important thing, that we don't rush it, because the results are not going to be positive if we're trying to rush something that took some time to occur in your life. Preparation. A person is ready to make change. They want to talk to people about how they can get help and start making plans for a treatment plan. And that's important because a lot of people try to do it themselves, and we all know that their plan pretty much fails. That's why there's so many different forms of treatment out there, whether you're going into detox, whether you're going into treatment after detox, whether you're going to do the medically assisted treatment MAT. You have to decide what path is best for you. They will tell you that the U treatment plan usually fails because you're not taking the steps to find that support to keep engaged in that process. And that doesn't mean that you have to be engaged for years and years to come. That just means you need to be engaged for that time period that it takes to change your thinking, to change your routine, and then move forward with it. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to go to detox? Are you willing to go to treatment? Are you, as a family member, willing to set boundaries so that they feel the consequences of their actions, and they start to see that they need to move forward with a different way of thinking and living? That's important for the family as well. And then it's taking the action. Like, what are you going to do? Now you realize that there's a problem. Now you've decided, okay, I think I want to go with, and you have to make the phone calls. You have to have the insurance. You have to have that support that will help you get through those steps. And you do it. You just do it. And you don't sit back and say, well, not today, tomorrow.
And it definitely, that's a really important time to have a lot of support, because there's a lot of red tape that's got to be dealt with, and patience. And when you're in withdrawal, patience is not one of your virtues at that time, not one of your points. So, having somebody helping you out in your corner, that's very critical, vital at that time, because, I mean, the red tape, it's so much bullshit to deal with trying to get into treatment and all. And you have to sit and wait in a line sometime, and this and that to be assessed, and it really wears on you. And so many people just give up and walk out. I mean,
and that's that one little mirror, that one little window of opportunity to get them into that door to go through that process while they're feeling well.
Right, you got to work fast. I mean, and sometimes it's
and the system
tough
sucks.
to do, yeah.
The system sucks. The insurance, you have to be really up on all of that. And as a family, it's so important to try and get a copy of their ID, a copy of their insurance, a copy of anything that medication or documents, mental documents from before.
That window, that's so true. That window will open up and like, all right, where's your card? Oh, jeez, I don't know. So now it becomes a whole hunt looking for the medical card that got misplaced or this and that, with all the vital information on the back with the number. So, yeah, that's so true, Lori. I mean, to have, if you could get a copy of that stuff with their approval, just say, so, the event, something happens, good, bad, different, whatever, we can get the ball rolling as fast as possible.
Right, because and just going through this and going out when we were in the beginning, going and helping people, that was the biggest block right there. Was can't help you, you don't have ID. Can't help you, you don't have insurance. Can't help you because you don't have a physical address. Like, these are all things that the system needs improving on.
That have to be dealt with.
So as a family, as a spouse, as anybody that loves a person that is struggling, I can't tell you how important it is to have a copy of all of that. It seems silly and stupid at the time, but get their social security number and put everything in a safe, tight place so that
all together, everything.
Just have everything, especially any documentation showing that you have been diagnosed with any mental illness prior to the use of substances. That is so important if you're dealing with somebody that is, right now, the drugs and the psychosis that are happening right now are so
it's really
difficult.
Taking its toll on people that are dual diagnosed, with an underlying mental issue. It's exacerbated by a lot of these drugs now, and it's like they're just going off the rails, and it's very important if you have all that documentation on what you were diagnosed with, what medications you've been used in the past or using presently, to have all that stuff, like to have a file like anybody with a disease would have, you know what I mean? With any kind of underlying disease,
Medical
it's always
records.
important to have your medical records all together in a file, in a folder, in whatever.
And-
all in one place. This way
yeah.
you can act fast. And time is of the essence, especially
Yes.
when it's taken with someone that's in withdrawal. I mean, you got a small window before they'll throw in the towel on you. You know, you got to act fast.
Yeah, and it's just so important to have that available. And I do see we have more people popping in here. So I just wanted to say that we're just going over the stages of change.
Oh, look at that. We shot up to like 32,000. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. This is great numbers we're having tonight.
But
I love doing that to guests when they come in. I'm like, Jesus, you got to be shit, man.
yeah,
I like this swivel chair. I got to get one of these in my truck.
yeah. So,
Be
know,
awesome.
once you get them in there, we have to be mindful too of, are they really ready? Because if they decide that on Labor Day they want to go into treatment, they already know that, you know, those holidays.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's
Your
always ready to go into
insurance.
treatment on a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Or after 5 at night on a Friday.
We have
Or
to.
the minute it gets cold outside.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind that our loved ones do, you know, they use all day long, all night long. They go days without sleep. They go, it's just crazy.
Without
And-
sleep, without food.
And the system only feels that they do their use and want recovery Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. So once that 4:30 hits, they may be like, okay, well, I'll wait till 6. And I'll let them know, well, I need money because I'm going to get sick. So I need to get well before I get, like, it's a whole process, and they work hard on it. And I know that there's several on the in the comments right now that could probably like raise their hand and say, "Been there, done that." How do you think we got the more money and the more, you know, keeping the chaos going and
Chaos.
letting the treatment centers show that, okay, here's our roadblock. You know, come back Monday at 8:30 in the morning and we'll be able to help you. Not all intakes, you know, will give you comfort meds and get you through that process. So, you know, be mindful of that too. Do they really want help, or are they just manipulating you to get what they need until, you know, they disappear again?
We always tell our new parents and family members, you know, like your loved ones, when they're in their active addiction, they love the chaos. They thrive on the chaos because that takes the attention off of them. I mean, it's called deflection.
Yes. And then we go into our maintenance and relapse stages, where your maintenance, you're in treatment, you may have a 30-day program, you may be there for 3 months long term. It may be, you know, a religious based treatment, and that could go up to a year. And
the longer the better. I mean,
Yes.
like any more, 30 days is like the minimum. Really is.
Oh,
for it to
28,
be
yeah.
effective and successful.
yes, to make that change in your brain, you need 120 days. It's just scientifically
All right. I mean, just going through
no.
detox, it's not going to cut it. I mean,
no.
so many people try and they do 3, 4, 5 days to get their detox. Say, all right, I'm good. You're not.
Right.
I mean, some of them just fall back off the wagon, so for lack of a better
Right.
word.
So that's where the treatment centers come in. They're so regimented on their daily, you know, activity. You wake up, you eat, you make your bed, you go to meetings.
And you have trained counselors talking to you and feeling you out and seeing how you're coming along. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crucial.
And for the most part, people in treatment centers, they've already been through this. a lot of
Exactly.
them are people in recovery, and they know what you're going through. They know what you're feeling. So you attend meetings, attend group, attend group one-on-one with counselors. You have the person that helps you deal with all the outside crap. Are you going to go to a recovery house? Are you going to go home? Are you going, what are your steps? What are your steps after treatment? So you have that person as well working with
And they're
you.
much harder to sway with your creativity. Mm-hmm. they
yeah.
were there and they just look right through the bullshit.
They were
And
like,
they,
yeah.
They call you on it,
Yeah,
and it's like...
that's me. That was me, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So, they see it and they know it. And that's why the treatment is so important, because you have that regimented every day. The weekends are a little different. The staff isn't as big on the weekends, and it's not as regimented on the weekends, because we do realize we have to have some downtime as well. But that's what they're preparing you for, the change in your brain that is so incredibly needed. So with that leads into, when they tell you in treatment, like when you leave here, it's important for you to stay connected with IOP till you step down to GOP. And then it's very important that you also attend 90 meetings in 90 days. I mean, that's important because it keeps you regimented. Because
it sounds so excessive at first, especially, people that are known to recover. Like 90 meetings, what the hell? It's very important. It really... Nobody can tell you exactly why, but it works.
right.
I mean, it really ingrains it into your brain, into your character, and it helps you to embrace your recovery and to take it head on. I mean, and seriously. But definitely, 90 meetings in 90 days, it's a term that's often brought up and said, and it just causes such a higher success rate. And like I say, you embracing your recovery and being successful.
And the 90 meetings in 90 days, you're looking at a process. You're leaving a treatment center where you have been regimented all day long and all 28 days of it. And now you leave. Well, you have to work. So now you have to add work and with meetings and with IOP and life itself. Life itself sucks,
But it's really important because it keeps you focused on what you're doing. It gives you less time to fall back on your old ways.
Mm-hmm.
So it keeps you busy. It keeps you focused. It keeps you active. And then you don't leave the time to sit back, get into your stinking thinking, and regress the recovery. So there is a science to the madness. I mean, it's to keep you busy in positive acts.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the relapse, which relapse happens when you start stepping away from all of the things that you learned, all the tools that were given to you, and you stop
Working
doing
the program.
those, you stop the tools. You put your toolbox away, and you're back to the people, places, and things, and life on life terms, because you didn't stick with the program, so you're not learning how to deal with those frustrations that are seeping in to your lifestyle. So that's when you see relapse happening. Or you see it because, you went into treatment because, the law said, the court sent you to treatment versus jail. And, you're done that process. So now you're falling back and you're falling into relapse. And that does not mean that you can't get right back, to what you're doing. But you have to really look inside and say to yourself, why did I do that? Why did I pick up? What was happening in my life that I started to even consider
Right, even before it happens, you feel it coming on.
right. So,
And you got to act on it before, and should it take place, don't let a relapse become a collapse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't just throw the whole program out. And it's like, just get back in the saddle and keep driving forward and pick up where you left off, and just deal with the consequences.
yes.
I mean, because the longer you're in a program and all, the consequences start creeping up. Like Lori said, you got a couple outstanding warrants maybe you got to deal with, and this and that, and now it's harder to get a job because of your past, and your past is starting to haunt you all of a sudden. It's catching up with you, and then you get down on yourself and you get depressed. You got to work through it. You got to push through that. You got to find a way around it. It's
And
dealing
it's-
with consequences, and
Right.
we all deal with consequences.
Yeah, we
It's a
all
part
have
of
it.
human life. It's a part of
Right.
human conditioning. It's just that when you get so wrapped up in your addiction, you feel like there is no consequences.
Mm-hmm.
The only focus you have is more of what your drug of choice is. That's all you focus on. That's all that's important to
Right.
you. And everybody else you can just step over.
Yeah.
But,
Living life
now
on life's terms.
You're getting
It's
clear. You got a clear head, and this and that, and things start becoming more relevant, and you start focusing on on reality, which we all have to deal with. It could be a little overwhelming at first, you know what I mean? Because you're not used to dealing with such things, especially if you've been, in the throes of addiction for a really long time. I mean, it's hard to really start dealing with reality, like Lori says, your adrenaline's flowing, you got dopamine levels leveling out your head. There's so much going on physically and mentally and around you physically. It can be all overwhelming. That's why it's really important to have a sponsor. Somebody can call up and say, man, I'm really getting over my head here. I just wanted to talk to somebody here. Just to bring me back to reality.
And let's not forget, if you decide to go to the path of MAT, medically assisted treatment, that doesn't mean that, I don't have to do meetings and I don't have to do
Some
that.
people think, it's the magic potion. Okay, no, it's still important that you do your meetings,
Right.
like Lori says, and to keep your focus and to stay on track. I mean, it's not a magic elixir.
Right. And that
But
doesn't mean.
it's a tool that helps you get over
right.
certain hurdles so that you can lead and function in life and get on the path.
And
better
that
life.
doesn't mean like you go to a meeting and say, oh, I'm here, I'm on MAT. They don't need to know that. Like that, you could keep that to yourself. And that's important because a lot of people look down on anybody that is in the MAT program.
Well, yeah, I think even though, depending on what meetings you're going through, I mean, you're not going to walk in a 12-stepper meeting.
Well,
You
they
know,
do
it's
because there's not many MAT programs out there. There's not many MAT meetings. They are starting to, filter into the recovery system, but there's not a whole heck of a lot out there. And going into a meeting and, raising your hand and say, well, I'm here, I'm clean and I'm doing Suboxone or methadone. A lot, they just frown upon that and look down on you. So they don't need to know that. They don't.
I kind of think about terms like religious beliefs, how different religious institutions look down on each other and their approach.
Exactly.
So
Same Bible.
Oh my God, did I come close to talking about
Yes.
religion?
Same Bible, but totally
Right.
different
Different church.
interpretations,
But it's the same way in recovery. I mean, people are very biased over different types of recovery, and they're very vocal about it, and they have no problems calling people out on things.
Right.
Where like me and Lori, we don't favor one over the other. I mean, we got to remain neutral. I mean, this is your journey. Whatever works best for you or your loved one. So we're not going to promote one over the other.
No.
Or downplay one. Like, to each his own. I
Right.
mean, as long as
Whatever keeps you alive.
Exactly.
That's the number one. Whatever keeps you productive and alive, that's the program for you. That's the most important program for you. And like you said, you don't have to step into these meetings and say, I suffer from depression and I'm on, depression meds. That's your business. That's your HIPAA. That's your, they don't need that you just need the support of those people, that when you're having a bad day, there's somebody willing to pick you up and help you through that. And they may even help you get off of the mat. You just don't know if you're not trying. And that's the most important part, is, learning, putting these seeds in and taking those suggestions and moving forward. As long as you're moving forward and learning, that's your best hope. And I can honestly say that's the greatest thing of recovery is watching people move forward and do something productive with their life and get their families back, get their friends back.
And the learning part is just as equally important for the families of the loved ones, spouses, to learn also, not just the person suffering the disorder. I mean, education is the key for everybody to get on the same page and understand what one is going through. You know what I'm saying? It's equally important for both parties to become educated in the addiction.
Right. And every step that we just discussed, and that's the end of the steps, but with every step that we discussed, on the other side, there's the family that can also use these tools to help them maneuver through their process of, helping their loved one, or stepping back and letting them do what they need to do till they find their recovery.
Larry says it's very important. That's a great point. Larry says, find a program that fits you and stick with it. It comes down to one's willingness. It's very important to find a program that you're comfortable with and that fits you. And there's so many programs and so many meetings and that try a few. Nobody says that you got to take the first one you come across,
right.
and it might not be a good fit for you.
Right. And that's the most important thing. Same with the families. There's Al-Anon, there's Nar-Anon, there's things for the kids, Alateen, Narateen, there's Celebrate Recovery, there's Dharma Recovery, there's Smart Recovery, Celebrate Recovery. There's so many different...
Like the old saying, same church, different pew. Oh, there I go again with that religious overtones.
But that's where you need to focus. And even if you go to a meeting and you don't care for it, try a different one, because there's meetings all the time. If you're not real comfortable with going in person, there's online meetings. That's the only good thing that came out of COVID is the virtual meetings. I hate them too.
Like this.
But there's nothing more relief. There's no more relief than walking into a location where there's people that are living the same life that you are, going through the same thing that you are.
And in a time that people that you become familiar with, and it becomes more welcoming and more comfortable. It's like you're stepping into an altered universe. You know what I mean? You're in a room full of understanding, supportive people. Instead of there we go.
We have our caller.
That might be Larry, I think. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello, guess who?
Let me guess.
Maria? Barbara?
And how are we tonight?
No, we're fine. I'm over watching my uncle again. And so there's a couple things that, I was listening to. Talking about the meetings and like the different types of meetings and the different types of, you're talking about the different types. It's almost like a religion type of thing. When I get out of rehab, all my meetings were in person and pretty much traditional, but some were, like you said, some get more gaudy than others. And when COVID hit, I went on Zoom and, I went to tradition meetings, I went to secular meetings, and I found what fit for me.
Right.
Now, I still go to one traditional meeting in person, Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, but the rest are on Zoom, and it's a question of like, there's so many meetings out there. There's so many things that, there's got to be something that fits you. There has to be. It's just the odds are just too great that you're not going to find anything that you're going to like.
Exactly.
But the thing is too, it's the willingness too. How bad does one want to do this program to get sober? Because I went through this twice. First time I did nothing, absolutely nothing, and I paid the price by almost 3 years and coming back and getting loaded again. And it's what do you want? Do you really want this, or you just want to play games? It's just like the people I know. People this is my 5th rehab. This is my 10th rehab. I said, what do you think? It's like a vacation. Get clean, get out, and get loaded again. It drives me crazy. Like, I could never do that again. I'm sticking with this thing now. I dare not want to go out again. And it's like insane. Like, there's so much stuff out there. You just got to put an effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the sponsor, do the work, and like now, I'm in a lot better shape than I was a few years ago.
Yeah, it's finding that path that best serves you.
And you know what? I think our overall thinking as people now, everybody are looking for that quick satisfaction. Like the whole thing with like online shopping and everything. You get the thing the next day. So people are so used to being gratified so quickly. You know what I'm saying? They lose their patience. They just don't have the drive, and it's very hard for them to have the patience, to work through the recovery sometimes, because it's, they feel it's not happening fast enough. I mean, I thought
exactly.
I'd be doing better by now. I'm still getting these cravings, and it's like human nature's changed so much in the last 10 years, especially.
Yep.
I mean, we've become a very impatient society. I mean, just look at people's driving and such and all now. People become so much more aggressive, and I'm not just like some old man talking. I drive for a living, and I love reading people and watching people, and it's just amazing. And I see a whole difference in the human attitude. You know what I mean? It's like
Everybody's
we're very
entitled.
short fused and entitlement, and we need quick gratification. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the old days, Larry, like with me and you would order that pocket knife out of the back of the comic book, and it would take like a year to show up if it even showed up at all. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's true. I just saw a post today. Like, I love shopping online. I love Amazon, but I want it right now. Like, and you shop and that gratification's not there. You have to sit and wait and wait and wait. So, we're used to today just going and getting it in our hands. And back in the day, you used to have to save to get anything. So Christmas anymore is like, no big deal. I already got it. Like,
put stuff on layaway and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And like make that list, and maybe you got something for your birthday off of that list, and maybe a couple things for Christmas off that list. Not today. It's like boom, boom. Here you go. You got it. And
I want it now. Yeah, I want it now.
And Christmas.
It's just like
I feel like sushi. Gets delivered to your house. You got sushi in your hand in 30 minutes, and like it's crazy anymore. It's like we become
30 minutes. That's too long.
Yeah. And Barb's in the house.
Hey, Barb.
But yeah, Larry, it's.
And they're going to start this drone stuff. You can have your sushi droned over to you in 15
unbelievable,
minutes.
Yeah,
Get off your ass and walk to the store.
Yeah.
Nobody walks anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Drive down to the corner to I almost said to get a paper. Who the hell gets the paper
Nobody
anymore?
gets a
I'm an
paper
old man.
anymore.
They drive
Yeah.
down to the corner for a latte. They got to walk that block,
Yeah.
you know?
I saw a paper
They
the
don't
other
get out of their
day.
car.
Yeah, I saw a paper
Drive-through
the other
latte.
day, and I was thinking, who buys these? Like, it's first of all, it's only 4 pages long now,
Mm-hmm.
and who buys them?
How do you find out what movie's playing if you don't have a newspaper? I'm just so lost in technology.
Yeah.
you know?
But you always have so much information, so much to share, and that's the nice part about recovery is hearing people's struggles, hearing their strengths, and
hearing their suggestions.
yeah, their
I mean,
suggestions
right there.
are
I mean, you can't buy advice like that. This is
No.
true tested advice. I mean, that's worked for Larry, and
Mm-hmm.
he's willing to share all his hard work with everyone out there to maybe help them
and
put
the
less
nice,
of a load on themselves.
right.
I mean,
And the
trying to
nice
apply.
thing is you don't have to take the suggestion.
No.
Yeah.
We just put them out there, and you take what you want. You leave
Yeah.
the rest behind. I mean, no one's recovery is the same as the next. Everyone's journey is different and unique. I mean, we don't tell anybody what to do. We might give you some suggestions, and like I say, we tell you what's worked for us and for others.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is my recovery. This is how it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you talk about instant gratification. Well, when I started this journey, like 2 years down, in the recovery, I wasn't really feeling that much. I mean, I felt like little or no progress was being made. But as time went on, things got better.
Mm-hmm.
As my life got better, as my head got clear, things became better. And, now I'm rolling along, and I understand, this is going to be recovery is going to be the rest of my life. And I just do what I can, make the best of it, and things will get better, and things do get better.
Yeah.
My life, they did. My life, they sure got a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't trade this for anything now.
No, and that's so beautiful to watch that process, to watch that all those things come back into your life, and even better things.
Yeah, and it's not in watching it. For me, it was the feeling of it too, because these things are happening to me. I see like other people progress and all, and that's nice. But with me, it's like I'm feeling this. I can, like I'm started to wake up and understand what I needed to do, and like, wow, this is getting better. Now I know what I have to do to make this,
Exactly.
even greater, and keep going and keep going and keep going, and make sure that I see the things that might tempt me again, and understand what they are and where they are, and avoid them.
Right.
And totally
reaping
avoid them.
You're reaping the rewards of your own hard work. I mean, it's a great feeling. I mean, these are all things that you're responsible for.
And then learning how to live life on life's terms is so uplifting that you would think like some setback could send you right back to where you don't want to go, and to see yourself in the mirror and say, I was able to handle that without picking up a drug or a drink. Is just
being able to get through that bump in the road and just push through it and keep on.
And understand that when these things come up, that in my past, that might have led me to a drink or been an excuse for me to drink.
Exactly.
And, I might have had a drink anyway, but this was just like, here's a reason. But that wasn't really a reason. It was just,
Right, but you try to.
I needed a drink and I needed
convince
something
yourself.
to justify it, so I'm going to blame this thing.
Exactly.
Because this happened or that happened.
The blame
Yeah,
game.
boy, you feel like such a fool at the, when you look at it, it's like, how could I let this happen to me? How did I let something like a certain situation be a trigger for me to drink? When I realized it's like, it doesn't matter what the situation was. I was a drunk. I wanted to drink. And this is just like a little excuse, reasoning.
Yeah.
Dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I got one other thing. I know Halloween's like a month away, but it's like people, things are so crazy nowadays that Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and my parents used to check my bag and all. Remember, it was like the apples had metal in it, razor
Yeah.
blades. Now it's that rainbow fentanyl. That I look at that stuff and that scares me because that looks just like candy. And these dealers, they don't care about you or your kids or anything like
No.
that. They might pop something in there, your kids, and and not only is it like the round like candy, and it's like now it's like the sidewalk chalk. It looks like.
Yeah.
And a young kid that doesn't, a child doesn't know. Somebody throw. And believe me, people are nuts today because they'll throw something in the kid's bag, and the kid won't know.
Right.
And it's like it's so important to look through everything now. And it's like I was talking last week about the girl in California. She's 14 years old. She thought she was buying perks, and she wound up buying that stuff and died.
Yeah.
14 years old, and there's so many of them that are dying young now.
Yeah.
Because
It's
of
sad.
this, just because of this.
Well, because everything has to be about candy anymore, and it's
Yeah.
appealing to people, like especially like 20s and 30s. Like that candy thing is so big, and you have that in the house, and it's appealing to children, and and they're always into something. They're always looking for something, snacks or whatever. And if they find that, they're gonna take it. And I don't think that the dealers are out there pushing it into their trick or treat bags because they want people to know where it came from and go back to it. But when they're making it look like sweet tarts and bubble gum and all that stuff and freaking gummy worms, that it's scary because if you're bringing it into a house that has children,
They could be easily mistaken.
yeah.
I mean, the thing with Lord's getting on it, son, is like, everything with this Swedish fish vodka and cake flavored beer and everything's got to have a cake or candy overtone to it anymore to be appealing to our millennials. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a whole different thing now. It's weird.
Yeah.
And,
It's sad.
I don't know what this whole rainbow fentanyl thing's about, if that's what it's trying to appeal to or what. I'm really not totally clear on the whole reasoning behind that product. But I don't see them just putting it out there to kill children. I mean, the drug dealers, their whole thing is to create customers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
But there are people who do this stuff. But they're nuts out there who'll throw it in or have it wrapped like candy and throw. It's just
Right.
it's there are
sad.
people out there who don't give a damn, who think it's a big joke.
Right.
Larry,
Do
we
something
have
like
to
that.
deal with these nuts every day. You never know if something you get at the supermarket's been adulterated or something. I remember
Right.
Yeah.
all the scares with the needle marks in the bananas a few years ago, and this and that.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah.
We had
Exactly.
the whole Tylenol thing years ago.
Yeah, our mental
being-
health is in serious need.
I'm actually
improvement.
shocked we don't have more cases of it because of the grand nature of it, how much attention it draws. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these people that have these, altered outlooks on life, I don't know what to call them, they look for that attention. They look for that news, worthiness and all that. It's weird. There's a whole bunch of weird people. It's like all these viruses on your phone and all. What do they get out of that? I mean, they don't really get any monetary gain. All they do is just cause you a lot of aggravation and all, and they just sit back and I could take credit for that. They get all that. It's just a whole weird reward system that it's hard for us to really fathom or understand. I mean, I don't know why people do what they do. I mean, some of it we'll never understand, just like it's hard to understand an addict sometimes because, we're looking at it with a healthy brain. It's that same analogy.
Right.
So it don't make any sense to us why they do it because we're the ones with the healthy brain.
Yeah.
And it's
They
just
told me,
sad.
why did you just stop?
Right.
So you think I want to?
Right.
So you think I want to?
You know, and I
I want
have
to
to
stop.
laugh, Larry. I have to laugh because I was that person at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can't get mad at people now. Like I said before, I would be a total hypocrite to get mad at people because I used to think like that until I got educated and I understand more. You know, the whole ramifications of addiction and how it works and this. But I used to be one of them people. Well, you just stop. I just like say it to my cousin. You know, like, you know, why you put your grandmother through all this grief? Why don't you just stop? Just pull your shit together, grow up, and you know, not understanding what the poor kid's going through. He's not with us now. He succumbed to his addiction a few years back, and you know, it wasn't until it was really put into my life that I was forced to understand it, you know, for my loved one, and that I have a whole new understanding of it today. You know, I'm a totally different person. You know, and I'm much more aware of what people go through, and you know the hurdles they got to go over. I mean, and get through. So everything makes a lot more sense to me now, and that's the importance of education. You know, a lot of people that don't understand it, they can't wrap their head around it. Why it's taking place. You know, some people like me, I got to have a reason, an understanding of things. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just go because you told me so. You know, why? And it wasn't until, you know, I really educated myself in addiction. Now I know why people do what they do, and I know they're powerless over it, you know, unless changes are made. That you understand it more, and you're more understanding. As I understand more, you're more understanding. I sound like one of our, never mind, don't get into politics. I was starting. I was getting.
Well, you did religion already. You might as well.
I started a word salad.
All right, I'm going to go. Maybe somebody else wants to call, and thanks for letting me spew here.
Hey, you
And
know,
have a good night.
You always
See you
have
Wednesday.
airtime here.
I got to bring
Yes.
2 coolers now
I'm
that the crowd's
telling you,
growing.
I'm telling you, that's it. That's a good thing. It's a sad thing, but it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, people
All
are
right, have a
getting
good
out.
night, people.
All right,
You
good night.
too,
Always, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
That was our Lar.
What a great guy. What a great.
Yes, always has really good things
What a
to
great
share.
guest.
But yeah, I mean, I want to be able to help people along the way understand, you know, what their loved one may be going through.
That was a great point he said there. Like, people was like, why don't you just stop? I mean, how many of you out there have heard that? All of yous? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, yeah, just stop.
Yeah, it's not the drugs of
It's
yesteryear.
just that easy, huh?
But we have a little less than 15 minutes left.
So we've got plenty of time for religion and politics.
So if you're struggling out there, you have any questions for us, or you want us to talk a little bit more of anything that we discussed tonight, please feel free to give us a call. And 267-737-8031, or pop it in the comments and we can touch a little further on that. I'm so glad to see our people finding us here over at YouTube. Still trying to get used to it. And we're still on the page on Facebook. I am sharing anything. The events that are coming up are on my page. And I hope you guys check that out often because, you know, the events are starting again. And it's, you know, we're finding the education and the help that's out there. That's the important thing with this disease. It's, you know, getting the help that is needed and the education. So.
And Eric, why is my freezer working great and my refrigerator's not getting as cold as it should? My ice cream is friggin' rock hard. I need a hammer to get into it, but my milk's going bad in less than a week. How is that? Doesn't the freezer leach over to the refrigerator? Since you're out there, I figured
That's because we haven't had any chocolate cereal in the house, so.
Well, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, the fridge isn't getting as cold as it
It's
should.
old, so don't jinx it. Just leave it alone.
But the freezer's great.
Yes.
It's a side by side, you know. That vent comes down and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy to ask. He's our appliance expert.
Yeah.
Mr. Fix-It.
Mr. Fix-It. The fan's not working properly. I know I have to go under and vacuum because the dog from hell is shedding like you would not believe. The amount of hair I have to sweep
No, I think
up
the
every
fan
day.
must force that air over. I don't know if the fan's blowing it through there. We got to look into that.
Yeah. Well,
I knew you'd be the guy to ask.
yes, I will vacuum out from under there tomorrow if I can get out of bed tomorrow. But yeah, just
I think the fan's inside the unit, so blows the cold air over from the freezer. I think is what he's saying.
I don't know.
I don't think we're getting hair inside the freezer. If we are, we got bigger problems.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to try and give you guys some education out there. So what I'm learning, I'm going to share. And if you guys have topics that you want us to discuss, please feel free to reach out to me so that I can, research it and, read into what you're asking in case it's something that I know nothing about. I would rather be able to read up on it and see what I can get out of it for you to share with you and to help the next person with what they're struggling with. And that's what we're here for. That's what this is all about. And again, if you're new here, I do see people coming in and coming out, and if you want to share this out, that's awesome. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe so that you can get notified when we go live. And next week again we will have John T in the house. Him and I started this in my kitchen, and great guy, great great stories, great suggestions, great shares.
Great speaker.
And
Very humble. Takes his recovery very serious. Like Larry, I mean, he's like total positivity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd be a great guest.
What did you retract, Eric?
We have a retraction.
We have a retraction.
All I know is when he comes out here to record that yodeling album he wants to do in the studio, oh my gosh, I got a bunch of things he's going to fix.
I'm telling you.
And I have an appliance repair joint, like supply house, just up the road.
Mm-hmm. But, I would be happy to, hear from anybody that, wants to give us some suggestions to keep this,
Or any appliance tips.
knowledgeable and helpful to the next person. Sometimes it just seems redundant, and I had said that to somebody the other week, and they were like, well, that's recovery. Recovery's redundant. Redundancy keeps us engaged, and it keeps us on track, and it keeps us where we need to be. We have a caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, sister.
Hello.
Just wanted to tell you another good show.
Oh, thank you. And how are you this
Oh, you
fine?
sound wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting all schnotted up. My allergies, I think, are like getting the best of me right now. It sucks.
I know, I can hear it.
You have to turn down what you're listening to us on so we don't get feedback. Goofball.
I did.
Oh, well, we're feeding back.
I did.
So,
All right, well, I just thought I'd help you kill a couple minutes.
oh, thank you. You're so awesome. You do hear that feedback, right?
No, I don't. But I'll let you go so nobody else has to hear it either.
Well, thanks for checking in and letting us know that we're doing fine. And I look thin.
Yeah, you're doing awesome. I love you.
Oh my
Love you
God,
too.
my
Good
sister-in-law. I almost missed her.
Yes.
Good to know you're not there in the background.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Yeah. In the feedback background.
In the feedback background, yes.
Nope, she got her volume up again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch
All right.
I'm gonna go back and look at the ones that I called on to see how terrible it is.
Okay. Love you. So that was my sister in California.
She just had that thing of not turning the volume down. You always hear the radio guy, please turn your volume down in the background.
Oh, what show was that? Frasier. They always said
Well,
that.
it's every
Yeah.
radio program here.
No,
goes,
just the show itself.
people are
Just-
sitting on hold and they're waiting, so they're listening to the show, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they pick up the line, they start talking, and then you get that feedback, the reverberation. But she just don't get it. She did turn it down the other week, and it was very clear.
Yes. Yes. But she is in California. She watches the show, as well as my mother and my stepfather. And happy birthday. Yesterday was not only our anniversary, but it was my stepfather's 81st birthday. Happy birthday.
80th. Oh,
81st.
81st.
Yes. I can't imagine.
I can.
And for
I
his
had my
birth-
61st. Not that far behind.
sounded like you were using Bluetooth microphones. What, talking to my sister? I'm sure. It was, the feedback was crazy. And I'm all nasally, so that is there too.
Bluetooth, baby. We got a lot of microphones. I can sit there right now and I could count a slew of microphones. 1, 2,
Yes, my
8,
son.
9. There's 10 right now. I'm looking at it. And there's another 10
My
in the
son
live room.
keeps
There's at
it
least 20
going.
of them.
So, I hope you guys are enjoying the show on YouTube. I am trying to figure it out as best as I can, and I think I'm doing pretty good finally.
We'll recognize this one.
Finding it gets a little crazy, but
Here's one for you, Eric. Remember these things? The breaker one night at the rubber duck. Come on in over. That's a D104 microphone, Eric. Just came into the studio. My son also has become a CB nerd.
Yes.
Oh, did I say that? No. CB fanatic.
yes.
We got a big
got
base station behind
antennas
us over
everywhere.
here with giant antennas and this and that and frequency counters and the whole shit and shaboodle.
Yeah, we were outside the other day with the kids, and Ashley says, "Damn, I didn't realize that antenna was so big."
It's huge.
And
Reach out
Eric
touch
says
something.
he has that. It's a D104.
I knew he would know. I knew he would know that. Did I say that? I knew he would know that.
And
D104 lollipop.
yes. But remember, guys, if you are interested in any of the events that are coming up, please check out the page. The information is on there. I do have a beef and beer as well coming up, and it is for a beautiful woman that fought her biggest fight on for cancer, breast cancer, and she didn't quite make it. So where they are holding a beef and beer for her. If you do not go to it, you don't want to go to it
What's the date
because
on it?
that is October 8th. I
Oh, that's
believe.
coming up.
Yes.
I have to iron my pants. My slacks.
If you want to attend that, if not, and you want to donate a basket for any of the 3 events coming up, please reach out to me and let me know. I'll be happy to set up a pickup or a drop off if you just want to donate a basket, a gift certificate, a service, gift certificate, whatever. All of this is going to help get someone into recovery. The Beef and Beer will be to help her children. She's got young children that were left behind during her battle with cancer. So please feel free to reach out. I'm here. And again, reach out if you have any topics that you want us to touch base on and share with everybody. And we hope that you have a great week. I am hoping to get some warmth in here because it's getting chilly and I don't like it.
Well, we got the door open. It's like 30-mile-an-hour winds out there. It's raining. I think that hurricane's passing by or something.
Yeah, we're starting to get the effects of that now, and it's only going to get worse through the weekend. So, everybody out there, be safe. Have a great week. We will be back here next week with John T. Discussing his recovery of 6 years. And just be safe and be good.
And remember, recovery works if you work it.
Yes, yes. And God bless Florida and South Carolina, whoever's being affected by this. Everybody, have a great weekend. Peace out.